Hello to all of my BPTV friends, Facebook friends, YouTube friends. I'm Alan Levine, the Talking Machine, doing my 85th The Talking Machine show, and our theme is a great play called The Wizard of Oz in Washington Park. My first guest is, wait, please tell us your name.
My name's Annalia Glennon, and I play Dorothy Gale.
Thank you very much, Dorothy. I appreciate you. And where do you go to school?
I'm going into Wheeling Park High School up in West Virginia.
Wow, you're a Wheeling girl. I like that. Thanks for coming for the interview here in Washington.
Thank you for coming. This is an amazing experience.
You're welcome. And we talked a little bit before, and this is on her bucket list. And she's only 14. So we're achieving her bucket list. And do you like school?
Yeah, I think school is really fun. I've always been one for learning.
What's your favorite subject?
I'm a literature girl. I love all things related to words.
Wow, that's great. Have you been in any plays in grade school or middle school?
Yeah, I've done quite a few school plays.
Name me a couple.
Well, some of them were community theater and some of them were school.
Okay.
One that I did last year was one that my music director wrote. It was called Christmas Cards Come to Life, and I was an angel.
That sounds cool.
It was so fun. It was like 4 short acts about different Christmas cards and the story behind them, and it was so incredibly fun. I did a production of Bye Bye Birdie.
Wow, that's famous.
Yeah, I played Nancy. It was really, really fun. And I played a caroler in The One and Only Santa Claus. I've done a lot of theater stuff.
That's nice. I was a caroler once in the neighborhoods. Friends asked me, and we were going to houses in the wintertime. So it brings up good memories for me. Well, big question. How did you get involved with The Wizard of Oz?
Oh man, I was kind of tired of the community theater in my direct area,
Okay.
so we decided to start branching out a little bit.
You wanted to expand your horizon.
Exactly.
I like it.
So we started looking at different community theaters. We found The Wizard of Oz at WCT, and I just decided I'll just audition for it. What's the worst that could happen?
They say no.
Exactly. So I auditioned, and I got the role of Dorothy, which is my first lead role ever, which is great.
Congrats.
Thank you. I've made so many friends here.
Sure.
In just a short period of time. I'm having a great time here, expanding my horizons to places a bit further
that
out.
is great.
But this production has just been so much fun, not just becoming the character of Dorothy, but also making all the friends, working on sets.
Yeah.
Just
And
every
what
little
have you
part of it is
learned?
so
What
fun.
else have you learned on top of that?
I've learned a few different acting terms. Like yesterday was our Sitzprobe, which is a German word for seated rehearsal.
I never heard of that.
And it's where the actors sit down with the orchestra for the first time. And I had never heard that term before.
Neither did I, and I'm much older than you. I'm like your grandfather, so carry on.
So I was learning about that, and then
That is great.
I had to learn how to not only keep my voice while singing strong, but also keep it in a safe form of singing that's not pushing. That's something that I really had to work on.
Well, that is
And then-
thanks for going deep on this.
Yeah.
I love it.
And then, of course, this being my first lead role, memorizing all the lines has
Sure.
been a journey. But
How
a
challenging
welcome
is it, seriously? Because I have respect for you memorizing all that and then acting on top of it.
one. Yeah, it can be hard trying to remember the
How much
order in
time
which
do you
things
put
go.
in?
I've had probably 5 lessons with my acting coach, which are each an hour long,
Okay.
directly for memorization, and then I work a little bit on my own outside of those lessons.
Sure.
So I'd say I've spent at least 7 hours working at memorizing.
That
lines.
is great.
And it's so worth it because this is just one of the most amazing experiences.
Right. And then what kind of costume do you have? How's that look?
So I start off in Kansas in a gray gingham dress we get to Oz, I switch into the blue gingham, which is
Okay.
typical for Dorothy. But then in the Emerald City, I switch to a beautiful green dress that I brought
No
from
way.
home.
How apropos.
I know. And then in the end, we go back to Kansas, back to the gray dress.
That is great. Is there a Toto?
There is a Toto. It's not a real.
How do you talk to Toto as an actress? Give your voice. Can you do it?
Yeah. Toto, Toto, no need to be scared anymore. She ain't following us. I won't let her touch you, no how. Just like that. And I talk to.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I talk to Toto, like, the puppet is just so cute.
I
and
heard
it reminds
about
me
that.
of my dog at home, so I just talk to the puppet.
What's your
as I
dog
look.
at home so you can shout out to your dog?
My dog at home, her name is Luna.
Luna.
She's either 3 or 4. She's getting a bit older now.
Yeah.
She's just really little.
A little
looks
cute
kinda like
dog.
the puppet. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is so much fun. That is great. And so you're excited about this June 24th
Oh,
thing.
yes.
Yeah.
I've been like almost giddy. I'm so
That
excited
is
for
great.
this.
No, I'm so happy for you. All right, to move on, what do you look for the future? Because I know you're a future star.
In the future, I'm hoping to get to New York, maybe do some Broadway shows,
Right.
maybe go to the Juilliard College, or maybe I would switch to more on-screen work because I have passions in both theater and voice
Oh,
acting.
okay.
So maybe working a bit more voice acting, putting theater a bit to the side, but no matter what I do in the future, I know it's going to be something related to performing because that's just
No, that
what I
is
love
so
to do.
great. Thanks for being a great guest and
Yes,
good luck.
thank you for having me.
And I learned this, that they tell you to break a leg. Mm-hmm. So break a leg.
Thank you.
All right, our next guest, tell us who you are.
I'm Wyatt Denman. I'm 18 and I'm a recent graduate of McGuffey High School, and I played the Tin Man in The Wizard of Oz.
Thanks for listening to my previous interview. I don't have to ask those questions. So that's great. And how did you find out about the show?
Well, actually, one of my friends who you'll interview here in a moment, Moshi.
I hope so.
Yeah, he has done these productions for a couple of years now, and like I said, I just graduated high school and I
Yes.
love theater so much, and I was like,
Hold it, did you do any plays or acting?
yes.
We need to talk about that before we skip ahead.
Yeah, so this is
What did you do?
my first thing that I was ever in was my 7th grade year, which was Beauty and the Beast.
I love that.
Our show closed right before COVID happened, actually. So
Timing is everything.
yeah. Then of
You
course-
learned at a young age.
Yes, absolutely. Then took a break for a couple years, and then whenever everything came back to normal, I auditioned for our production of All Shook Up,
Oh, wow.
which music based on Elvis,
I like that.
and I played Chad in that, which is
I remember.
yeah, close to his character is close to Elvis. That's a thing that I got confused for a lot of the time.
Right.
He's Elvis, but he's not Elvis.
Exactly.
It's complicated. And then
Well, you have to pay attention,
oh yes, absolutely.
and you did.
Yeah. And then
Did you have fun?
Oh, absolutely. It was
You
one of
love
my-
it?
Yeah, it was one of my favorite things, and I genuinely still hold memories from that experience. that
They'll
I-
be lifetime memories.
Yes.
That's great. Very great. So your friend got you into this.
Yep.
How did you become the Tin Man? Did you have to audition for that?
Yes. At first, I had an audition. I think it was early or late May.
Okay.
And it was rapid fire, quick. I just came
What do you
in.
mean, like, yeah?
Yeah, it was only maybe 10 minutes. I had some sheet music that I had, and I gave it to our lovely pianist, Cindy, and she on the fly played it once, and then I just sang my song, and they're like, thank you, and then I left, and then I heard
Wow.
back a week or so later that
You're the man.
no, actually I had to go through a callback process. So there's
Another rapid fire 10 minutes.
Actually, no, it wasn't. It was a rather lengthy process for that. It was actually, I believe it was after one of our my last high school performance.
Oh, okay.
That we came in and I got a call back for the Tin Man and the Lion.
What a nice surprise, though.
yeah.
Right? You got 2 chances.
Yes, absolutely.
You had to be pumped up.
Oh, I was. I was also really nervous because this is my first time being
How
with.
could you not be?
Yeah, I think it's completely understandable to be
I
a little-
understand.
Yeah. And so then I had to prepare some songs from the show, and
What did you choose?
They gave us a little packet that we had to learn from, and so I had to learn.
Pick some of theirs, and they were new to you.
Yeah,
See, I'm understanding this.
Yeah, I had
That's
to.
pretty darn good.
Yeah, I tried. It was a little frightening because it was like a week, and I had to learn the Lion song, and then I actually learned the Scarecrow song because they're very similar, the Tin Man and the Scarecrow song.
Sure.
So to ease that process, they're like, we're just gonna have you all learn Scarecrow's.
I've seen Wizard of Oz more times than you are old. Just had to put that in perspective.
Yeah.
So, and I can't sing or dance. So I salute you.
Yeah.
No, carry on with that.
Yeah, and that was nerve-wracking, and that was a couple.
It had to be, yeah.
Yeah, a couple hours that we were there, and of course, you know, these lovely people that I'm here with today. That
I like your compliments. You hear him.
We would go in and out and like take turns. They would do each of us. They would like callbacks
Parts.
for the Lions, callbacks for, and you wouldn't read with anybody. You would read with our director Aiden and some other.
No, I've heard great things
yes.
about him, and he does great things in our area. So
Yeah,
wish he could have been here, but
Yeah.
he's a busy man.
Yes, very much so.
No, and that is great. And what are you looking at with the show? You're excited about doing the show?
Oh yeah, very much so. I mean, I think now of all times is a perfect time to put this on because, you know, at the end of last year we had the release of Wicked Part 1, and now at the end of this year, release of Wicked Part 2. So there's a lot of hype and intrigue around these characters.
You're right.
And the story of Oz, especially.
I like how perceptive you
Yeah.
are. It's segueing right into this.
Yeah.
And that's perfect. After this, what are your plans?
So I tend to. I'm going to attend W&J this fall and study history and secondary education.
Well, I'm a big history guy, so good luck to you.
Well, thank you.
Thank you for being a great
Of course.
guest.
Thank you for having me.
And break a leg. You're welcome.
Thank you.
All right, my next guest, what is your name?
My name is Moshe Dale. I'm 16. I go to McGuffey High School, just down the road from here.
I know the area. I had horses at the Meadows for years in
Oh,
the
yeah.
80s, so I know a lot of the area. Very nice, beautiful area.
It really is. I agree with you.
Yeah, and I'm in Bethel Park. It's nice, but it's not like with all the land and things you have out here.
Oh, yeah,
It's
it's-
beautiful. It was a good journey coming from Bethel Park here. Now, your parents must be great because I love your first name.
Yeah, my first name, Moshe. It's
I heard
Hebrew,
you. Yeah.
traditionally pronounced Moshe or Moshe. It's Hebrew for Moses, so Moses being an Egyptian name meaning
Right. Well, I have
drawn from the water.
I have a Jewish heritage, and my uncle Sidney was called Shmuley.
Okay, yeah.
And he was a great basketball player, but enough about me. We got to see what you're doing here. So I already heard that you brought your friend in here.
Yes.
We just talked to him, the Tin Man. How did you find out about this?
So my family and myself are pretty active in the community, pretty
What do you do?
well known. I mean, I do community service and stuff, but I've done shows here before.
Okay, well, that's what I'm getting to.
I
Yeah.
did Jesus Christ Superstar here last summer.
That is awesome.
I was small part in the ensemble, but it was
Hey, you're part of it.
so educational for me. I learned a lot. It was such a great experience being the youngest in the cast by
Right.
at least 8 years.
Get on. That's exceptional. I'm
and-
proud of you.
And my dad and my brother have done shows here before.
So you're in an acting family.
Yes, I would say so.
I would too, because when you tell me that, you're the next in line.
Yeah,
Are you the youngest in your family?
I'm second. I'm close. I have a
Okay.
younger sister, but I'm the youngest of 3 boys, and then I have a younger sister.
Well, I'm the oldest of 4, and I
Oh,
have
wow,
3
yeah.
younger sisters.
Okay.
We got the opposite going
Yeah.
on. No, that's good. No, so you found out about this.
Yeah.
And then what was your interview like? Because did you have choices, or what did they do with you? Or did
So-
you want something specifically?
I showed up really liking the idea of playing Scarecrow.
So that was your theme here.
It fit in my head. I liked the idea,
Right.
but I didn't expect anything because I'd done a show here before. It always seemed much more professional, and I thought I'd be
Right.
one of the youngest.
Well,
again.
you're in the amateur ranks
Yes.
here. Yes.
I thought I'd be one of the youngest again, but I walked into the audition room.
Were you confident?
Not particularly.
Were you scared? Were you scared?
I was nervous, but I knew how to handle myself.
So you believed in yourself. What I'm trying to do is inspire anybody out there that has children or adults. Go for it.
Yeah.
All right? That's my theme in it.
Yeah. So I walked into the audition room, I sang my song, gave them my headshot.
What song did
talked
you
to them.
sing?
I sang Luck Be a Lady from Guys and Dolls, which was the
Nice.
last show I did. My buddy Wyatt and I did the show together.
Boy, you and Wyatt are tight here.
Yeah,
I like that. Your partner's in the theater here.
yeah.
No, that is great. And then you got the Scarecrow.
I got a call back like Wyatt did. We all showed up like on a Sunday afternoon, I think,
Okay.
with not much time to prepare, but enough.
How much time?
I think we got the email like a day or two before, like
Okay.
It was
So there was a day.
it was enough
roughly.
time.
Yeah. And you
felt
were
like I had
ready.
enough time.
I could tell
Maybe
you
not.
were ready. No.
I knew my sides pretty well
Yeah.
when they gave me a bit to read.
Sure.
And I knew my song pretty well. But obviously, before we did any of that, we walked in and we did a dance callback, which they teach you a bit of a dance
Oh,
right
my
then
goodness,
and there, and
yeah.
then you do it.
What a test.
It is, and
I can't sing or dance, so you got me beat.
maybe just by a little bit. If you ask the dancers over there, I may not be the greatest, but I did the dance callback.
Hold it, you're young, you can do this.
I did the dance callback, and then I walked in, I sang my song, I read my side for Scarecrow,
Yeah.
which was the only role I initially got a call back
Well,
for.
that's what you wanted.
Yes. And then they asked me to read for Tin Man. And so I hadn't looked at any of that. So I went back, I read it, I came back in, I read for Tin Man.
How cool was that?
It was so much fun getting to switch between characters.
Right, what a
getting to try
test, too.
Getting to try to switch things around, figure out different
Especially your
physicalities.
mindset, right? You're thinking
Yes.
Scarecrow, what's this Tin Man?
Exactly. It was a bit disarming because they didn't.
Good
I
choice
didn't
of
know that
words,
they were
yeah.
going to do that. But I just did it.
No, that is great. Congrats. Are you excited about the event coming up?
I'm so excited.
Yeah.
I did not expect anything from that audition,
Right.
and it's gotten me here. So I'm really excited.
Can you talk about your Scarecrow outfit?
Yeah. So for this Oz, we're trying to go a bit more modern, but my Scarecrow outfit, being true to the original but also being different, is very, very colorful.
Hold it, do you have straw?
I do have straw.
Okay,
Lots of
I feel
straw.
good now. Do
We've
whatever
got
you
straw
want.
coming out of the cuffs. I'll be stuffed with straw coming
But it
out
looks
of the
more
pants. I'll have
modern.
a hat.
It
Just
looks
a little
more-
more modern.
Okay.
But
Are you happy with it?
I'm quite happy with it. I think it looks
That's
great.
what counts.
Yeah.
No, thanks for telling me that. What's your future look like after this, now that you're broadening your horizons?
Well, I have to finish high school. I'd
Well, we
like
know
to do,
that, yeah.
I'd like to do more shows after that, obviously.
Right.
This is my 11th production.
Congrats.
So
Thanks
I'd
for
like
sharing
to,
that. Yeah, we're learning more about you.
I'd like to keep doing productions, whether that be on the stage or in film.
Whether it's in high school or outside
or
of high
outside
school.
of high school. I'd like to, like Analia, I'd like to go to New York. I'd like to try to get into Broadway shows or do some stuff on screen.
Well,
I think it would
here's
be a
what
lot
I
of fun.
tell everybody. Dream big. Dream for the biggest thing possible, because if you don't make it, look what you'll learn along the way, and if you make it, how proud will you be?
Yeah, and you've got to have big goals to get anywhere.
You're in my choir now. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for being a great
Thank you
guest.
so much.
You're welcome. All right, our next guest, what is your name?
My name is Daniel Lee, and I play the role of the Cowardly Lion.
Thank you for sharing that. That's one of my favorite characters. So I've heard good things about you from some inside source. So we'll carry on. Where do you go to school?
I am currently a college undergrad over at Washington Jefferson College. I graduated from Trinity High School, so I've pretty much been a local boy here in Washington all my life.
Understand that. And what are you studying?
I'm currently studying communications with an emphasis in public relations, with a minor in accounting and music, just in case.
I like that. You have an active brain there, which I appreciate. So you like school?
I do.
Have you done well?
Absolutely.
All right. Well, we're carrying on with that. Did you ever do any plays?
Oh,
Let's go.
if I listed all the plays I was
Give
in,
me your first
it would
play.
be a good while. First play was way back in 8th grade, Annie Get Your Gun, Trinity High School. I had a small ensemble part with a couple small roles.
You got to start somewhere.
Absolutely. Following that, I had a couple major roles. One of the first big breakout ones was Chef Louis in The Little Mermaid, followed by senior year, one of my personal favorites,
Okay.
George Banks from Mary Poppins. It was one of the best.
Thank you for
roles
the
I ever had.
accents.
Absolutely. One of the most recent ones I've done was Captain Hook from Peter Pan. Oh, that was such a great time. I just got out of that performance over at All Arts Center. It was a wonderful time, and currently I am doing the Cowardly Lion from The Wizard of Oz.
All right, he's done. Just kidding. No, that is great. And you're excited about doing this?
Oh, absolutely. I've always had an affinity for acting. I always like to get on stage. I love to sing. I love to act. I'm not as good as dancing, if I'm being totally honest.
Okay.
But what you got to do?
Thank you for sharing that. I appreciate it. And what's your outfit look like?
Okay, can I let you in on a little secret?
Yeah, we're right here.
I haven't seen it yet.
Whoa, it'll be a surprise. When are you
It
going to
will
see
be.
it?
Probably either tonight or we got to have it by Thursday for Tech Week, but
Well, I
pretty
needed
soon.
to know because I know you can only fly by the seat of your pants so far.
Indeed. But it should be coming out soon. I just haven't seen it quite yet.
All right, just wanted to check on you. And you're excited about it, so I'm pumped up. You guys got me pumped up here. And what do you look like in the future with acting?
Oh, well, of course, it's always going to be a consistent hobby because at the end of the day, you got to have a backup
Well,
plan,
yeah.
realistically. But if I were to have a dream, I would probably go from Pittsburgh CLO, followed by the Benedum Center, and
I like that. I know all those places.
absolutely. And if honestly, we'll keep it there, keep it at the regional Broadway stuff.
Oh, you can
'cause,
dream bigger. You know my theme.
Yeah, but at
Say
the
it
same
out
time,
loud.
full-blown New York Broadway.
Thank you for being a guest.
We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz. We hear he is a whiz of a whiz, if ever a whiz there was. If ever a whiz there was, the Wizard of Oz is one because of the wonderful things he does. We're off to see the wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
My next guest is, please tell us your name.
I'm Kitty Fisher, the Wicked Witch of the West in this performance.
Wow,
So,
what a star.
yeah, well, absolutely. One of the most iconic, well-known villains of all time.
Yes.
So it's a real treat to be able to do this role. Really is, Alan. I'm
I've watched
grateful.
it many more times than Wyatt is old, so I've seen The Wizard of Oz many times.
Well, I think a lot of people have. That's why she's so iconic.
Yes, I agree.
And so unique.
And where did you grow up?
I grew up here in Washington. And
What schools did you go to
I
here?
went to Trinity High School and did my graduate work at West Virginia University and also little music
Well, what
program.
degrees did you get?
Well, I'm a musician.
needed to know that,
Yeah,
yeah.
vocal music.
And what do you play?
Well, voice was my major instrument.
That's what I'm trying to find out.
So I taught choral music at McGuffey School District, and we're really pleased that 3 of our actors and 2 of our leads are from McGuffey School District, but I taught mostly choral music at McGuffey.
That is great.
Retired
I
from there.
salute you. I can't sing or dance, just talk.
Well, it's done you well over the years.
Thank you. It has. I appreciate
Absolutely.
that. And where are you
Absolutely.
working now?
I'm retired, but I do choral.
I never ask women their ages, so I salute you.
I do direct 2 church choirs right now. And
That is
I've-
great.
Yeah, so that keeps me busy.
It
and
does,
a lot
and-
of music things.
And you're helping others. That's
Absolutely.
what's great. And you're inspiring others. You inspired me.
Yeah, well, that's one of the neat things about this performance area, the Washington Community Theater. You
Right.
have multiple generations working together, and you're able to influence some younger students to be the very best person they can
We're
be.
trying to influence and inspire you. You're on my
Absolutely.
theme. That's what I try to do with each show. I have a low bar. I'm trying to inspire one person.
Okay, well, that's great. I'm glad to hear
So
that.
we'll do more with you.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, and then what are you doing in the future?
Well, this is my
Name
10th
about
show.
3 things.
3 things I'm doing. Well, I watch grandchildren.
Okay.
I travel. And,
Those are 2 great things.
Yeah, and I also ride a bicycle. And so rode 250 miles last fall in 6 days, so I'd say that's pretty good bicycling.
Ma'am, in sports, I do sports, and I tell the men, women are the stronger sex. and you hold the title.
Well, I don't know about
respect
that,
it. No,
but-
I know. I grew up with 3 sisters, a
Oh.
strong daughter.
Oh,
so,
absolutely,
yes.
absolutely, yeah. No, this is a great place to do a show. I probably would not be involved if
How
it
did
wasn't
you get
for this.
involved in this?
Well, I've had friends that have done it over the years,
Okay.
and I was never able to be part of it until I
Just
retired.
timing, yeah,
Yeah,
timing.
you can't sing all day and then go out every night and sing. At least I couldn't.
Right, you're teaching people to sing, so that's
right.
even more intensive.
Yeah, it was pretty intensive. But no, this performance area is the reason I do this, plus friends, and we do something different every year.
That is
and,
great. Are
yeah.
you excited?
Absolutely, I'm excited for this role.
No, that is great.
The first role here, which is non-singing, because the witch in this performance does not sing, and
Wow.
historically she hasn't
Well,
sung.
you brought up the witch. Now, what are you going to wear? Because I love the witch.
Oh, she's going to wear awesome black. What else would the witch wear?
I know, that is great.
Yes, I have a couple
And the
of
witch's
awesome-
hat is always nice.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, witch's hat is always nice. So, although our director is doing a little bit of different things with this performance.
Or they're younger, so I respect if they're going to make it more modern.
Yeah, so we'll see. We're still experimenting with that kind of product at this point.
Sure.
But I think it's going to be a fun performance, not to be missed.
Whoa, thank you for being a great guest.
Well, thank you for
Break
having
a
us.
leg.
Thank you very much. I'll try to do that.
Well, that's what the actors and actresses do.
That's what we do. Thanks so
All right.
much.
All right, our next guests are 3 dancers. I'm honored, blessed to have them up here. I can't dance, so we're good. So I'm going to ask each one, I'll deal with you individually, and we'll go right down the row. First person up, what's your name?
Sage Sneap.
And what are you doing here?
I am Glinda's understudy as well as being a featured dancer.
Wow. How did your interview go to get that? You're a double here.
It was a nice process, I would say. First, we did a general audition
Sure.
where we had to prepare.
What was included in?
We had to prepare 2 contrasting songs.
Wow, that's beyond my grade here. Yeah.
So something a little bit more upbeat, and then something more like melancholy or
Laid back, like.
Yeah, or even
See,
like
I'm a
sad.
layman here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then after that, they let me know that I had received a call back, and
So
I
it went well.
Yeah, it did.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Yeah. What happened on the next part to try to get one of these parts?
We had to do. It depended on what you were called back for. So since
What were you called back for?
I was called back for Dorothy as well as Glinda. So I got to do.
Wow, you're a triple threat. I salute you.
They had us read a little bit from the script.
Of course.
And they also had us do one of their songs.
What did you read from the script?
I had to do for Dorothy. They had me read with Professor Marvel.
Ah.
Not with him, but the
No.
director read it with me.
Understand.
and
I can
then-
comprehend that.
Yeah.
We're good. You don't have to walk me around everything.
And then for Glinda, we had to read with the director, and it would be Glinda and Dorothy. So like the scene whenever Glinda shows up and she's like, "Are you a good witch or a bad witch?"
I love that. Thank you. No, so that went well for you.
It did, yeah. It
And
was-
then what happened? You became a dancer.
Yeah, we received an email after a few days of them deciding, and I was really, really honored to have been Glinda's understudy.
You had to be so excited.
Yeah, I was so excited. And being a featured dancer has been such a great experience. I've gotten to
Wow.
know these 2 girls really well. I think we've become really great friends.
You've bonded.
Yeah, we have.
You got the dance team here.
Yes.
We're going in strong. Hands in. Let's go. I'm with you. No, so how did you find out about this?
We got an email, and it basically just.
Why did you
listed-
get an email?
I don't know. That's how they. Sometimes it depends on which place you audition for. Sometimes they'll call. Sometimes they'll email you.
Okay.
Sometimes they'll send you a text. Whatever they want to do. But it just.
Well,
depends.
I'm trying to find out and trying to inspire others. You can just walk in off the street with an email.
Yeah.
Simple enough.
Yeah.
No, you excited?
Yeah. Oh, I'm thrilled. I love being in this show. I think it's been such a wonderful production, and I can't wait.
That's great. What kind of costumes are you going to wear?
So we're in a lot of scenes.
Well, give me one of them first.
We get to be poppies.
I love that.
We are actually the bubbles and snow that comes down.
Thanks for adding into this
Yes.
name. We'll get
To-
to you. No, but you're allowed. You can add in on this. Yeah,
Yeah.
because this is all of you. So it's like multiple costumes,
Yes.
multiple themes. We're going to have to see it. Tell them when it is.
It's between June 24th and June 29th.
All right, we know that, so we'll make sure they're there. And thank you for being a great guest. Just sit here while your friends get interviewed.
Thank you.
All right, next guest, you know the drill.
I'm Milena Maglietta, and I'm a featured dancer.
That's very good. And how did you get into this?
Well, this is my 7th show with WCT.
Congratulations. So you're in the system here.
Yes, yes, maybe a little bit.
And your email was already apropos because they know you.
Yes.
See, I can figure these things out, so I don't have to ask you that. So you knew about this, you're excited about it, and what did you interview about?
Well, I auditioned originally for Dorothy, and I got a call back, which
Okay.
I also experienced the same kind of
You're a double threat right now.
the same kind of process that Sage went through, and
Okay.
we also went and had a dance callback.
Of course.
For this,
I
which
understand this.
is yeah.
I learned.
Yes. So we all learned to dance, and then we all ended up here as the
Did you
featured
have
dancers.
dances that you picked, or was it their picks?
No, we went into the audition, no idea what was going to happen, and a choreographer taught us a combination that we
Were you afraid of that or scared?
not really.
Just nervous?
Just a little nervous.
Nervous
you know.
keeps you tight. Mm-hmm.
I was also really excited to be there. So it was
I'll bet.
just a lot of fun.
Yeah, and have you performed before?
Yes.
You told me 7 times, so what's the
Yes.
first one?
Well, my first show here with WCT was Mary Poppins in 2016.
Wow.
And Ashley was also in that one.
I was.
We'll
my
meet
first
her
show
next,
too.
yeah.
And I've done theater for my entire life, basically.
You love it, and you wanted to always do it.
Yes, I've been in every show. I was in every show that I could be in high school. My senior year, I was Morticia in the Addams Family.
Love that.
Which was my...
Was the makeup nice?
Yes, well, I did it myself.
Did you?
Had to wear a wig. It was great.
Wow, you got nice hair, so that's good.
Thank you.
And what's your future look like?
Well, I hope to continue, doing theater and such.
Here and then maybe elsewhere?
Yes, up at college, I go to Duquesne University.
I
in
know it very
Pittsburgh.
well. Friends of mine have gone there, and relatives and everything else. Great college.
Yes.
What are you going to be?
I'm currently studying psychology to become a therapist.
Thank you, doctor. I appreciate that. Sage, I first asked you, are you going to college or anything?
I just graduated last year, actually, from Seton Hill University.
Congrats.
Thank you.
What degrees do you have?
I'm elementary pre-K through 4 and special ed pre-K through 12.
You like how I said degrees?
And I also minored in theater arts, so I got to pursue theater down there as well.
And I forgot to ask you, I've asked so many questions, what's your future look like?
Well, right now I'm actually a teacher at JFK Catholic School, and
Where at?
That's in Washington. It's
I'm
literally
not
like
familiar with that. Yeah.
it's like 2 minutes away, honestly. So it's a pretty easy.
Well, I was back
drive.
here in the 80s, so I know the whole area then. And what's it, 2025? I think it changed.
Maybe a little bit different.
Thank you. No, that is great. Congrats.
Thank you.
No, glad to know you. We got to get the last one up here. All right, what's your name? You know the drill.
Yes, I do. I am Ashley Mullins, and I am a featured dancer. Super excited to be here.
That is great.
I'm trying to think. My audition process was definitely a little bit different than theirs.
That's what I want to get into with it. Well,
Yeah.
first, I'm going to skip ahead just a little since
Yeah.
I'm in charge. How did you find out about this?
So, like Melina said, I was.
Well, I knew you'd
in-
tag along, so I wanted to see how it worked.
Yes, I was in Mary Poppins, but that was actually the last show I was in here, and that was way back in 2016.
Oh my goodness.
Long time ago.
9 years ago.
Yeah, I've still been doing theater everywhere
Hold
else.
up, my socks
but,
are that old.
But unfortunately, like a lot of the times during the summer, I'm also a cheerleader. While I was back in high school.
Where'd you go to school?
Ken and Mack High School.
I played at Keystone Oaks. I have great memories
Got it.
playing Ken and Mac and the Farm
Yes.
Boys. They beat us up.
Oh, well, see, they probably wouldn't now, but it was a good run back then.
1974, they were big.
Well, I'm
no.
glad to hear we were once big.
Yes, they were.
But a lot of times this rehearsal schedule didn't work with cheer, so I wasn't able to pursue theater here. But I did some at Little Lake Theater.
Oh, really?
my-
I loved Little Lake
My
Theater.
favorite show I was ever in was there. It was
What was it?
The Lion King. I was Mufasa.
Oh, I've watched that with my kids, and I'm a fan.
Big fan.
I can say that. I'm allowed to say that, right? No doubt. And are you excited about this?
Oh, I'm so excited about it. I'm so happy to be back. I love theater. I love dancing, especially.
Well, this
so-
is great then.
Yeah.
And do you go to school or?
Yeah, so that was kind of my issue with this summer actually, is I go to school in North Carolina.
Oh my goodness, you had to
so-
travel to be here for the interview.
Yeah, I did. I drove home for auditions, but I was upfront and blunt with them. I was like, listen, like I would love your consideration for any roles, but to be totally honest with you, I really just want to dance. I really just want to be a dancer
You know
this
what?
year.
That's pretty direct. I like your style.
Yeah, and they were like,
Strong women here, guys. Follow them.
So they, luckily enough,
They
I
made
guess,
room for you.
The resume, they didn't actually get to see me dance, but I was hoping. I have a few dance captain roles,
Well,
and
you
I was
had
cheer
somebody
captain.
that could have pumped them up about you.
Well, I was I was basically fetile in that show, so hopefully, I don't know how much I really got through on that stage, but.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
But my resume, I was dance captain. I was in Adam's Family at my high school too, but not the same high school. I wish.
Yeah.
But I was dance captain
hey,
in
we
that
all
show.
have different things going on.
And then I was varsity cheer captain, so maybe that was enough to sell them that maybe I could dance. So I
Guess
was lucky
what? You
enough.
sold me on it.
Well, I hope you come to see the show and can see for yourself.
I will try to do it. I have different shows and things I go to, so I'll have to check my schedule
Absolutely.
then.
You got to.
I'll do that. And what are you going to be at school?
So I'm a biology major on a pre-med track with an English lit minor. Right now I'm focusing on research, but in the future I hope to go to medical school to become a gynecologist.
Well, doctor, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. Thank you so much.
I appreciate you sharing all that. And we're going to move on to the next guest.
Absolutely.
5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, the bees and the breeze and the bats and the trees have a terrible, horrible buzz. But the bees and the breeze and the bats and the trees couldn't do what the jitterbug does. So just be careful of that rascal. Keep away from the jitterbug.
All right, my next guest is, please tell us your name.
My name is Dalton Ward.
Thank you. And what character are you?
So I am Toto's puppeteer in the show for
I
Wizard
never
of Oz.
even heard of that. That is awesome. What a cute Toto.
Yep. Yes, he is very cute.
Can you show what he does?
Sure. I can do a brief thing. So
Yeah, make it brief for the interview.
yeah, you can.
His tail wags. Mm-hmm. All right, your puppet is great. How did you even get the puppeteer job?
So I received an email, obviously, from audition, and I got it from Aiden, who is our director, and I honestly don't know why he said he must have saw something in me when I was.
What could he have seen?
Maybe the way of how I manipulate myself as well with the puppet, because I'm not just manipulating the puppet as it is with just moving him around.
Yes,
like this.
I like this.
Yeah, I'm actually positioning myself as well in certain ways.
To do it.
To do it, yeah. That for all I know.
How do you get the tail wagging? I see that little.
So on the back end of this string here, it corners, and there's a little string that goes down to his tail to when I flick that.
Right, I noticed
string.
your hands and stuff doing
Yeah,
that.
when I flick that up, his tail will move.
That makes him look so lifelike.
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever do this before?
I have never done any form of puppetry ever. This is my first year ever doing it.
Guess what? You can learn too. And have you done any other productions?
For WCT, yes. This would be I believe this is my 7th show with
Wow.
WCT, and I've been doing theater ever since 7th grade in high school.
Where did you go to school?
So I went to school at Fort Cherry High School in
I'm familiar with it, yeah.
in Washington County, and after I graduated high school, I then attended CCAC for 2 years.
Very nice. What degree do you have?
I have a theater degree.
I thought it might be that, yes. And you said you worked with film productions. Where was that at?
I was in some film classes in my later years in high school, and
Okay.
then I took a film class also at CCAC for
Okay,
my
well,
final.
hence theater. I
Yes.
figured you might have something there.
Yes.
And do you live around the area now?
I do not. I do not live in Washington. I live in a small town called McDonald, which is
I know McDonald.
which is close to Fort Cherry.
Yeah, well, I grew up in Green Tree, and we played Little League against McDonald. That's my story with McDonald. Glad we could connect on that. And how did you find out about this show?
So, obviously, I've been at WCT for.
No, I understand. I'm just doing it for them.
Yeah, I do WCT every year, so I obviously.
You knew about it.
I knew about it. They always promote their shows up on Facebook, and I obviously am always willing to come back to do a show for WCT because this is home for me.
All right, what do you do when you have that knowledge? Go and ask somebody. Who do you ask to do this?
So
I'm testing you.
Yeah. So obviously for shows like that, there is sign-up pages on WCT's website at the time or in earlier months.
No, I understand that. I'm just trying to get it out because people like me, I don't really know this genre that well. I've been to plays, so I'm going with the background stuff. So thanks for filling in the blanks.
Yeah. So you obviously sign up. You then obviously go through your auditions and all that. And if you're chosen, you then come out here. We do practice over at the church.
Okay. Yeah, I heard about that. No, that is great. You excited about this show?
I am.
What about your puppet friend?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's excited as well.
No, that is great. Well, what are your future plans like with this type of genre?
Obviously, I'll probably still continue to do shows afterward with WCT for
I was thinking that,
for a few years. But also afterwards, sometime down the line, I am thinking of getting into voice acting.
Really?
For an actual mainline career afterward.
Good for you. I like that. No, thanks for being a great guest.
Yeah.
And good luck.
Thank you.
And break a leg. All right, my next guest is a good friend, fellow producer at BPTV. Tell them your name.
Eric Sprouse, I'm a pirate. Oh wait, wrong show. I'm so sorry.
We're here for The Wizard of Oz.
Oh, that's right. Sometimes.
And what are you doing here for The Wizard of Oz?
Well, I wanted to have a little fun with my old school roots. As you can see, I'm promoting it with my fancy.
I didn't see that till now.
Yeah, it's like a little walking billboard, so I'm like promoting it as much as I can. But
very good.
I wanted to get it back to my old school roots and have some fun with some stage, you know. So I'm the stage manager.
So this
for the
is
Wizard
it.
of Oz. Yep.
I got to ask you, where did you grow up?
Right here in Washington. I actually grew up. I just heard for the first time, and I think I knew this. Kitty, the Wicked Witch, grew up in my town. This first time I met her on this show. She went to my high school.
Wow.
Back in the day. So it's my first time meeting her.
No, that's interesting. So where'd you go to school?
Well, that's a loaded question, Al.
Well, I need one answer.
Or
a couple of them.
I went to California University, and I got my bachelor, my master's there. I went to Robert Morris. I took my doctoral classes there, all in communication, all in information systems.
So you're a doctor?
That's what they tell me.
Doctor, thank you for carrying on.
So yeah, that's where I'm. That's what I'm doing nowadays. So
right. And when I first met you, I heard there's somebody named Sprouse. Well, I had horses at the racetrack, and there was a lady, Judy Sprouse, and she had like pink outfits and nice horses, and she was driving and training horses, and I met her. And I go, it's a small world. How do you know her?
I never heard of her. No, she's my aunt.
Right.
And she was the first, I believe this is true, the first female driver at the Meadows Racing.
I had heard that, yeah.
And she
very nice person, very competitive too.
And a gem. She's been doing this for years and years and years. So, you know, she's a go-getter. So it runs in my family.
Well, you're a go-getter, and we're getting a how did you find out about the Wizard of Oz?
You know, I don't remember. I was listening to you interview Milena and Sage and Ashley, and I was like, I don't remember how I found out either. It's like a literal tornado. But I think my cousin does a lot of the what do you call it? The baskets around, like the raffles and stuff.
Right, right.
And she mentioned it to me, and all of a sudden, I talked to some of the
So it was
producers.
osmosis for you.
A little bit, and they sent me like a contract, and I said, okay, let's do it. That'd be fun.
Wow. And what are your thoughts about this? You excited?
I'm very excited. Growing up, I've seen like you, I've seen The Wizard of Oz 100 times.
Yeah.
And I can even quote it, you know, from here.
Right.
So I was so happy to see everybody doing such a knockout job in this cast.
Yeah.
It's going to be unbelievable. All of them on stage at once. Dorothy sings great. Scarecrow does he's Ray Bolger.
Yeah.
I mean, Tin Man's got this whole thing down, and of course, Daniel's got it down with the Cowardly Lion. The dancers
he was
look
great. Everybody was great. I know they can hear me, and all of you out there, you heard these interviews. They're all great. Break a leg, except for him. He got to work.
I'll break 2 legs. I will. Yes. Yeah, I'll break 2.
No, that is great. And you just love it here?
Well, I grew up here, but I left for a long time.
Okay.
I'm a college professor by trade.
All right.
So I went down to Washington, D.C., and I developed a couple of television stations down there for the College of Southern Maryland. Then I went out to Ohio, and I taught at the Art Institute out there, where I ran a theater troupe.
Wow.
Like
so
this one for about 5 years.
That's why you're stage manager.
Yes.
Well, tell us your show.
The Wizard of Oz?
No, the one that you do.
Oh, on BPTV? You may not recognize me. I got long locks, you see, and a big pirate hat and a bird who's on me nerves. And so I do another show on BPTV Friday and Saturdays at 11 o'clock. I host monster movies. And I am Dave Cable's biggest pain in the you-know-what.
And Dave Cable's the director, and he co-signs that now.
Yes, he'll probably sign off on that and say, this is the last time I hope to see you.
No. I appreciate you being on here. Tell them again when it is.
It's June 24th through the 29th. Am I right on that? Yes. Yes, that's them. They're all looking at me saying...
He needed help. Thank you.
He never heard him talk so loud, you know. I'm a pirate, it's what I do. And it's 8 o'clock, showtime. Tickets are on sale. I'll text the info to
get us
director
links
today.
we can put up on this and everything else. Eric, my friend, doctor.
It has been a pleasure.
Hey, closing this out, I had so much fun with all of the actors and actresses, and even Eric, the doctor and professor stage manager. So exciting. I'm pumped up with it. I hope you are. Please come out June 24th to the 29th. Again, June 24th to the 29th, 8 p.m. Get your tickets. We'll have links available for you. Please support this great acting ensemble here. I'm excited. Be there.